If I were you, I would listen to this episode 3 times. Seriously. Because the thing about conditional sentences is that your brain learns them in layers. The first time you hear it, you think, okay, I get it. The second time, the pattern starts to stick. And the third time, it becomes automatic.
Wait, Maya, are you saying I should listen to every episode 3 times?
I would never say no to that, Leo, but today specifically, because we are talking about something that even advanced learners sometimes mess up. Conditional sentences. If construction, 4 types. One huge mistake that almost everyone makes.
Okay, now I am nervous. What is this huge mistake?
Here it is. Ready? Most learners put would inside the if clause.
Wait, what does that mean?
It means they say, if I would have time, I would go, instead of if I had time, I would go.
Oh no, I have definitely said that before.
Everyone has. Spanish speakers do it, Chinese speakers do it, Arabic speakers do it. It is the most natural mistake in the world because your brain wants to match the would from the result clause with the if clause. But English grammar says no, never put a would in the if clause.
Never?
Never. That is rule number 1 today. If you remember nothing else from this episode, remember never put would directly after if.
Okay, so we are not going to say if I would have time. We say if I had time.
Exactly. And Leo, I want you to try something. What would you do if you won the lottery tomorrow?
If I won the lottery tomorrow, I would buy a house on the beach.
Perfect. Did you hear what you did there? You said if I won the lottery. You did not say if I would win the lottery.
I did not even think about it.
Because it is becoming natural. That is the goal today. By the end of this episode, your brain will automatically fix that mistake without you even trying.
All right, let us do this. Teach me everything about conditionals.
Okay, so let us start with the big picture. There are 4 types of conditional sentences in English: zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, third conditional.
4 types sounds like a lot.
It sounds overwhelming, but here is the secret. They are just 4 different levels of reality. Think of them like a staircase.
A staircase.
Yes. The zero conditional is for things that are always true. Facts, certainties. If it rains, the ground gets wet.
Right, always happens.
Always. Then the first conditional is for real possibilities in the future. If it rains, I will take my umbrella.
Good chance it might rain.
Exactly. Then the second conditional is for imaginary situations, things that are unlikely or impossible right now. If it rained tomorrow, I would stay home.
But it probably will not rain.
Right. And the third conditional is for the past, things that already happened or did not happen. You cannot change them. If it had rained, I would have stayed home.
But it did not rain.
You are getting it. So zero conditional is always true. First conditional is possible future. Second conditional is imaginary now. Third conditional is imaginary past.
Okay, that is actually really clear. Let me try to say them in order. Zero conditional, if you heat ice, it melts.
Perfect.
First conditional, if you heat this ice cream, it will melt.
Good example.
Second conditional, if I heated all the ice in my freezer, it would make a huge mess.
It would. And third conditional, if I had heated that ice yesterday, I would have flooded my kitchen.
Okay, I think I have got it. But let us go deeper. The second conditional is the one I hear the most in daily conversation. If I were you, I hear that all the time.
And that is actually a great place to focus because the second conditional is where native speakers sound the most natural. Let me ask you something, Leo. If you were the president of your country for one day, what would you do?
Okay, wow. If I were president, I would make English class shorter.
That is one way to get votes. But notice something important. I said if I were president, not if I was president.
Oh, right. That is another thing that confuses people. Should it be if I was or if I were?
Great question. Technically, the correct form is if I were. This is called the subjunctive mood. It is used for unreal or hypothetical situations.
So I should not say if I was, You?
You will hear native speakers say that in casual conversation, especially in the UK, but the most standard correct English is if I were you. In fact, that is probably the most famous conditional phrase in English. If I were you, I would.
It is so common. If I were you, I would take that job. If I were you, I would apologize. If I were you, I would start learning conditionals earlier.
Hey, exactly. And here is a good trick. If you are talking about something that is not true or not real, always use were for all subjects. I were, he were, she were, it were.
That sounds so strange. He were.
It sounds strange because your ear is used to he was, but in the imaginary world of the second conditional, we use were. So think about it like this. Was is for real past. Were is for imagined present.
That is actually really helpful. Was real. Were imaginary.
Yes. Now let us talk about can and might in conditionals. Learners often think you can only use would in the result clause, but that is not true.
Really? What else can I use?
You can use could and might, and they change the meaning in important ways. Could means it is possible, might means maybe but less certain.
Okay, give me examples.
If I had more money, I could buy a new car. That means I have the ability to buy it. It is possible for me.
Versus if I had more money, I might buy a new car.
Exactly. Might means maybe I will not. There is less certainty. Could is about ability or possibility. Might is about probability.
So if I say, if I studied harder, I could pass the exam, that means I can pass. If I study.
Yes. But if you say, if I studied harder, I might pass the exam, that means maybe you will pass, maybe you will not. Less certain.
Got it. Could equals ability. Might equals maybe.
Perfect. Now let us talk about the third conditional. This one is for regrets and past situations.
If I had known earlier, I would have come to the party.
Exactly. And that is the pattern. If plus had plus past participle in the if clause, then would have plus past participle in the result clause.
So if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam.
Perfect. Now here is where it gets interesting. A lot of learners from Asian language backgrounds struggle with this because their languages do not have the same past perfect construction. So they might say, if I have studied harder, I would pass.
I can see that.
Yes. And Spanish speakers sometimes say, if I would have studied harder, I would have passed. That is the mistake I mentioned at the beginning.
Putting would in the if clause.
Exactly. So the correct version is, if I had studied harder, I would have passed. No would in the if clause.
Okay, I think I need to hear all four in a row to really lock it in.
Absolutely. Here we go. Zero conditional, if you heat ice, it melts.
Always true.
First conditional, if it rains, I will take my umbrella.
Real future possibility.
Second conditional, if I won the lottery, I would travel the world.
Imaginary now.
Third conditional, if I won the lottery, I would have traveled the world.
Imaginary past.
You have got it. Now let me tell you about one more thing that surprises people. You can mix conditionals.
Mix them.
Yes. Sometimes you need to talk about a past condition that affects the present. For example, if I had taken that job, I would be rich now.
Wait, that is interesting. The if clause is third conditional, but the result is second conditional.
Exactly. Past condition, present result. Native speakers do this all the time.
So I could say, if I had studied Spanish in school, I would speak it fluently now.
Perfect example. The studying happened in the past. The result is in the present. Mixing conditionals makes your English much more natural.
Okay, that is actually really useful. Let me try another one. If I had saved more money, I would not be stressed about bills right now.
Beautiful. That is a mixed conditional, and it sounds perfectly natural.
All right, I am ready for the practice round.
Great. I am going to give you a situation, and you tell me which conditional to use. First situation, you're talking about a fact. What happens when you drop a glass?
If you drop a glass, it breaks. Zero conditional.
Good. Second situation, you are planning for tomorrow. You think it might rain.
If it rains, I will stay inside. First conditional.
Nice. Third situation, you are daydreaming. You imagine having a superpower.
If I could fly, I would visit my family every weekend. Second conditional.
Perfect. Last one. You are thinking about a mistake you made last year.
If I had practiced more, I would have won the competition. Third conditional.
Leo, you crushed that. Seriously, you are using conditionals like a native speaker.
It is because you made it so clear. The staircase metaphor really helped. 0 is always true. First is real future. Second is imaginary now. Third is imaginary past.
And remember the golden rule, never put would in the if clause.
Never. I will never forget that again.
Good. And if you want to practice more, here is a challenge. In the comments, write a sentence using the second conditional, starting with if I were you, I would. Tell us what advice you would give to someone.
I will do that right now. If I were you, I would subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications.
Smooth.
I mean it though. This is the kind of stuff that actually makes a difference when you speak. Not textbook grammar, real natural patterns.
That is what we do here at Speak Like a Native. Real English for real life. I am Maya.
And I am Leo. See you in the next episode.